the final team call of May. Thank you guys for tuning in and carving this time out of your life. I'm excited to see some of your beautiful faces. And for those of you catching it on the replay, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. So every week we have this call, and every week I think to myself, okay, what does my team need? How can I serve them? How can I show up for them and help them be stronger in their business? And the last couple of weeks I've come on and I've shared with you guys some very tactical things that you could do in your business about how to take better selfies and what kind of content to post. But honestly, I think that the number one reason that, or the number one challenge that most of you face in your business is right here, in between your two ears. I could teach you tactic on tactic on tactic, but until we start to fix the old programming going on in your brain, the self-doubt, the mindset training, the tactics don't matter, because you're not going to move forward with the tactics if you're still thinking old ways of thinking, and the things that say I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough. So this week, as I was preparing for this team call, I really started to ask the universe, ask God, whatever you want to call it, what the message should be. And at first I was thinking I should talk to them about failure. I should talk to them about the fear of failure. And as I was chewing on that, it just didn't feel right, because I don't think it's the fear of failure that is really holding you back. I think some of you are not having the traction in this business that you want because you're afraid of the success. All right, and I want to talk about that for a second, because it's going to be huge for some of you. It's going to break open some things and ask you to think differently and be the change that you're needing, or the kick in the butt that you're needing. So when we're thinking about this mindset, it's not the failure that you're afraid of, it's the success. And Marianne Williamson has this quote, and she says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. And every time I hear that, I get chills, because I know that this is going to be hard for some of you for a variety of different reasons. So these are the three things that I think are the reasons why you're afraid of your success. One is that it challenges your self-worth. It asks you to believe that you're better than you've been told you've been your whole life. It asks you to step into the woman that you have to become in order to get that success. And because somewhere deep down in your subconscious, you don't believe you're worthy, you sabotage yourself. You don't show up for your business the way that you're supposed to. You don't do the work that's suggested to you. You're not coachable, because if you started to have some success, then that means that that story is a lie, and you're attached to that story because you've been telling it to yourself your whole life. All right? And so the idea of self-sabotaging based on your self-worth comes from this idea that you have to become a new person to get to that next level. You have to think differently. You have to act differently. You have to surround yourself with different people, and that's really hard. And I'll get to that part in a second. So number one, the number one reason why you're afraid of your success is because it doesn't align with the narrative that you've been buying into for your 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of life. All right. And we cannot be a liar in our own mind. So if that is the story you've been telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I am not talented enough, I am not pretty enough, I am not skinny enough. I know I hit a lot of nerves on that one. You will prove yourself right over and over and over again by sabotaging yourself, by not showing up and not doing the work, because then it just proves, see, I'm not good enough, I'm not getting results. Okay? In this business, the hours are flexible, the work is not. So while you can pick your hours, if you want to work at 2 o'clock in the morning or you want to work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that doesn't matter. That's what's amazing about this business. But the work that it requires for you to get to those levels that pay out the big money is not negotiable. It's not a lottery ticket. You still got to do the work. So the first thing I would ask you to look at is the ways that you are self-sabotaging your business and your success because of your feelings of lack of worth. And I want to remind you that you are beautifully and magnificently made. And every day you wake up is to be better than you were yesterday. And as long as you are walking down that path, that's all anybody could ask of you. But I know that some of you are choosing to not do the work because it aligns with the old you. And I'm going to ask you to be brave and start doing the work because the new you is way better. The Susan 2.0, the Krista 2.0 is way better, way better. All right, so stop buying into those old negative thought patterns because they are not serving you. All right, especially if you've got some goals. The second reason that you are afraid of your success is bad programming, specifically when it comes to successful women and making money. Now, each of you has an idea about what a rich person looks like. And some of you might think it looks like Donald Trump because he's our president, okay? And whatever that means, whether you like him or not, I'm not even going into politics. We all have an idea of what rich people look like. And it might include that they're greedy, that they're selfish, that they don't care about other people, that successful women are snobby or they're stuck up or they don't care about other people around them and they'll step on people to get to the next level. If you believe that that's what success looks like and that's what wealth looks like, you won't want it. I don't want to be like that. So if that's what you think success looks like and that's what you think money looks like, you're going to self-sabotage because you don't want to become that terrible thing. So evaluate what you think rich people look like. And instead of thinking that you're going to become them, be the exception. I want to be the most generous, rich person you've ever met. I only want money because I know I could do more giving. I could do more help in my community. I could show up for the Unique Foundation. One of my goals on my list is to be able to donate $2,500 out of my commission check in 1 month to the Unique Foundation because that's how much it costs to send one participant. And I went to the Unique Foundation and I went to the Haven Retreat and I would love nothing more than to be able to write a check for $2,500 out of one of my month's commission so that I can send one person a month. I'm not wanting money because I'm greedy. I'm wanting money because I realize it is a vehicle to do more in this world. So pay attention to your hang-ups when it comes to successful people. Do you see someone thriving and do you give them a little side eye like, it must be nice. Must be nice to have all that money. Must be nice to have that support system. The universe will never give you something you hate. So if you are throwing shade and side eye at people that are successful, you are secretly planting seeds to make yourself fail. The law of attraction states what you focus on expands. And if you're sitting there putting out these negative vibes towards people that are successful, you will never be able to be that. I want to be successful because I know what it's going to be able to do for my family and what I can do for the community because I have a giver's heart. I'm a yellow personality. If you guys remember the 4 color personalities, if you've looked at them, I am the bleeding heart, the Mother Teresa. I want to fix the whole freaking world all the time. I'd cry over puppies being abused. All right. It's just how my heart works. So I know that getting more money means that I can do better things in the world. Having less money means that I can't give as much. I can't help people as much. All right. So pay attention to your old programming and how you look at successful people because sometimes that's going to be your hang up. That might be some of the reason why you're afraid of your success, is because in your mind you think it means being greedy, or you think it means selfish, or you think it means stepping on other people to get to the top. We don't have to step on people to get where we're going. We're linking arms and we're doing it together as a tribe. All right? There's room for all of us in this kind of business. And then the last reason that we might be self-sabotaging of the three is because it does require change, and we hate change. I don't know about you, but I love my routine. I live in my routine. I love waking up at a certain time and then knowing I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to know I'm going to do this. So when things require us to move out of our comfort zone, require us to change, we have a knee-jerk reaction to recoil away from it. Oop, that's different. Oop, that's change. I don't like that. But in order to become the person that it's going to take for you to get to the next level, you have to shed that skin. You have to shed that old body that you've been carrying around. But we hate it, and it sucks. And I know it hurts to change. It hurts to grow. It hurts to evolve. And the reason why I know that we hate change is because McDonald's has had the #1 Big Mac meal for 40 years. They haven't changed their menu, and people will roll through the Big Mac and be like, I'll just take a #1. They don't even look at the menu. They say, I'll just take a #1, because they know that that's their order. We love things to be predictable, but we don't live in a predictable world. We are not predictable creatures, right? So trust that the universe has your back. And even if you're stepping into the unknown, it's going to be better than what you're leaving behind. And that's the biggest key. So much about what we have been taught in our lives falls under this statement. What's the worst that could happen? I want you to remove that question from your vocabulary, because when you ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? What do our brains do? They think of the 30 things that are terrible that could happen. Well, this could happen. I could get hit by a car. The plane could fly out of the air. The captain could get food poisoning. Like we literally, when we think about going on a trip, if you ask yourself what's the worst that could happen, you could fill up a notebook of all the worst things that could happen. Take that out of your vocabulary. What we need to start doing is focusing on what's the best thing that could happen. What is the best thing that could happen if you tried this unique business? What is the best thing that could happen if you went all in? What is the best thing that could happen if you started showing up as the person that you deep down inside know that you could be? And then start chasing that instead of planning for the worst case scenario. The ones that are successful are the ones that believed that they could. So in moving in that, I've talked to a couple of you about the law of attraction. And if none of you have watched the movie The Secret, I would love for you to watch that as part of your homework. The Secret is a movie about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction, I said it earlier, states that what you focus on expands, and you attract things to you based on the law of attraction, right? Like I could put it out into the world that I want to be Black status, and that I could have a team of 500, and that will come to me because I put it out into the universe. And I do believe in the law of attraction, but there's a flaw in the law of attraction, because most of you think that that's the first law. And it's not the first law. The laws of the universe are wide, and there's a law that comes before the law of attraction called the law of vibration. Okay, the law of vibration is about your frequency that you're operating on. So if you think about it like the radio, there's AM and FM. Okay, you're trying to use the law of attraction to get 90s hits on the AM channel. Now, I said 90s hits because that's my jam. I love 90s music. I love like all that no diggity, no doubt, baby. That's my frequency. That's my vibration. You're trying to ask for your frequency and your vibration on the wrong channel. So you want to think about your vibration. You want to think about the people that you are hanging out with. You want to think about your thought, like control your thoughts. Ask yourself, how are you vibrating in the universe? Do you look at everything through negative glasses? Everything is not negative. So think about your vibration. What are you putting out into the universe? How much sowing are you doing? How much giving are you doing? How much uplifting are you doing? If you're just asking, gimme, 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 your vibration is off. So when I talk about the law of attraction, it's amazing, but it only works if you're on the right channel. All right. So stop asking for FM stations when you're operating on an AM frequency. Does that make sense? I tried to break that down as simply as possible. The law of vibration is huge. The law of attraction is huge. The law of abundance is even bigger. And if you guys really want to dig in, let me know, because I could walk you through all the universal laws of, like, it's just crazy what you can do with your mind. It's so powerful. So I wanted to do a little bit of activity. Do you guys all have a pen and paper? Does anybody have a pen and paper? Okay. Then I'm going to make this homework, because I want you guys to do this as part of your homework. I want you to write a letter of gratitude for who you are 1 year from now. So it's not simply, my goals are to be Black status. My goals are to be this. But instead, the frequency is gratitude, which is the highest frequency you can vibrate on, is gratitude, right? So you are grateful for the blessings that you are receiving a year from now. I want you to write that list. I don't want you to write your goals. I don't want you to say, I wish, or I want. I want you to say, I wrote mine down, and I'll read them for you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm obsessively grateful that I have 10 qualifying elites on my team. I am proud to finally be a Black status in my company. $10,000 monthly bonus is changing my family's life, and I could not be more grateful for this opportunity. Do you see how those are my goals? I'm not making 10 grand a month. I don't have 10 qualifying elites. I'm not Black status. Those are my goals wrapped into gratitude from the stance of it happening and manifesting. So I want you to write your letter of gratitude to the person you will be 1 year from now. All right, that's your homework. It's huge. It's gonna feel weird and hippy dippy yoga shit. I get it, but it's going to be essential to helping you walk into that, being that person. Sherry, yes, you got something to say? Hold on. There you go.
Okay. I don't know if you know about the website called futureme.org, but literally you can send a letter to yourself. You go to this website, you type in your letter, you say you want it sent to you in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. You can change when it has to be sent, and it'll literally send you this an email to you in a year's time or whatever time of whatever you have written to yourself.
I love that.
So you don't even need a pen and paper. You can actually do it all digital, and you know it'll get to you in a year too.
Well, I do agree that that's an amazing idea, but there is also something very powerful about writing it down and the way your brain absorbs it when you actually write it down and see pen to paper. Some people study better when they write down their notes, and I think that it does send something out into the universe when you actually write it down with pen and paper. However, write it down on pen and paper and then type it up for double pleasure, double fun, double mint gum, send it out to yourself in an email, knowing that it's going to come back to you in a month, or in a year, or whatever. If you want to do this every 6 months, if you want to do this every year, if you want to do it quarterly, or even if you want to do it monthly, that's not a bad idea. The idea mostly is that you are speaking from a place of growth and abundance versus a place of scarcity and lack. And you are reminding yourself that you are capable of manifesting these things and then putting them out into the universe. Each and every one of you is capable of doing everything you dream of. You wouldn't have the dream and the desire in your heart if there wasn't part of you that believed that you could. The problem is fear shouts, belief whispers. So we have to start cultivating a stronger belief in our whisper and a stronger connection to our whisper than our fear, which is very loud. Okay? I'm super excited for you guys to do this. If anybody wants to share it in the team page or even share it with me personally, I would love to read your letters that you're going to send to yourself. Sometimes sharing your goals with other people helps solidify it as well. Before I started writing my book, I started telling people I was writing a book because of the accountability of it. I started saying, hey, I'm writing a book. And then I knew that those people would ask me, how's the book going? So if I didn't have an update, I would have to kick myself. So sharing your goals is another great way to manifest them. And that's pretty much what my heart was compelled to share with you guys to help you move forward in your business. But I also had another treat for you this week. I have been waiting all month long to let you guys hear from one of our newest elite statuses. This lady, I don't want to share her story. I got so much to say about her. This lady is the epitome of perseverance. Okay, so the word perseverance means overcoming losses. Okay, she's done that over and over and over again. And now she's officially an elite status presenter in our company as of April. She's going to be walking the stage as long as we can go to Denver. And I'm so freaking proud to let her share her journey and her tips and tricks for getting to elite status, because some of you are on the hunt for that and you need to hear her testimony. So I'd like to share the stage today with Miss Amber Shell.
Hi.
Hi.
A lot of new faces here today, which is awesome. It's exciting. Anyway, my name is Amber. For those of you, am I unmuted? Okay. For those of you that don't know me, just a little bit about my story. I joined Younique back in 2017, so February 2017. And I had absolutely no intention of selling or doing anything. I ended up pretty much just using it for a discount at the beginning. I was absolutely terrified to go live. So that was one of the biggest things that really kind of held me back, was my anxiety with going live. I had awful social anxiety, which I still kind of do. It's getting better. So during that time when I first joined, I really just used a VIP group. I didn't have anything special. I wasn't going live because I was scared. I wasn't doing really many parties or anything. I wasn't doing much of anything. I sold to a few friends and family, and that was it. I ended up hitting yellow in March of 2017, so pretty much just a month later. So for the whole year and a half, because I was so scared to go live, I really just watched a ton of videos, YouTube, other presenters, my uplines, and I just practiced with the makeup because I was too scared to go live. And I've had several conversations with Marie and Sherry. I was just too scared to do it. I was letting my head get in the way of my success. I was letting fear get in the way of everything. So here comes, what was it? Like July, August of 2018. And I messaged Marie and Sherry, and I was like, I need something. So we went and had lunch, and after that, it just happened. Like, I needed something more. I wanted to do more. And August, I did my first Facebook Live. I actually sat here with my son because he was like my security blanket, I guess, just something to kind of keep my mind off of thinking how scared and terrified I was of doing a live. So I did my first live in August. I ended up hitting October, so October 2018. My husband lost his job, and it was awful. It was the worst thing that could have happened to us during that time. And I was like, I needed everything. So I ended up hitting pink status in October of 2018. Now, mind you, I started my lives in August. And while Facebook Lives are not required, they do help your business. And when I hit pink, I ended up having like a little over 24 myself. Only one person underneath of me that was qualified. So that's a lot to do on your own. with 260. A lot to hit. And then, let's see. I have everything written down so I didn't forget. February, so then, yeah, October 2018, I hit pink. February of 2019, I ended up hitting blue. It was a couple months later. And I had a little over $3,400 in PRS, and I had 5 qualified team members. March of 2019 is when I started to run for green. I was terrified, obviously, but we ended up coming, we got to 75% the last day of the month. And I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning trying to push for this, and we were a little over $2,000 shy of hitting it, and it sucked. It was like, it almost felt like everything we had done that month was pointless. And that's just how I was thinking, even though it wasn't. It's just, you know, getting us closer to success. So, you know, it was awful. The next couple months kind of sucked. I didn't requalify pink again until August of 2019. And then February, I didn't, after August of 2019, again, it was just more of a mindset thing, I guess. I didn't hit pink again until February of this year. So, and then we hit, and then so February 2020, we hit pink again. And then March, we hit blue. We were 63% to green. And I was kind of kicking myself. I was like, why didn't we do it? Why didn't we run? But it just wasn't the time. It just wasn't the right time. So here comes April of 2020. And I pretty much, through March and April, my biggest intentions were helping my girls grow. So I'm starting to build a team. I have a lot of motivated girls underneath of me, and I was more focused on helping them hit pink than anything else. My goal was to run for green in May or June. So I get this message from Marie on April 21st. She's like, "Are you sure you don't want to push?" We were like $5,800 away from green. So I was like, I told her, I was like, I don't know. I don't think we can do it. So after that, I actually messaged my girls, and I was like, to see if they would be willing to push with me, push the rest of the way to green. And they all said yes, of course. We pretty much campaigned the hell out of it, announced it everywhere, all over social media. I did some giveaways, which giveaways are not required either. You don't feel the need to give away something. If you don't have it, you can't do it. You don't have to do it. Message any and everybody. Everybody that was on my friends list, I sent a message to. So that's pretty much where my biggest tips for everything. If you're scared of going live, just do it. I really regret not starting sooner, because in my head, I think, well, maybe I could be Black status by now if I would have started, a year and a half sooner than what I did. So biggest thing, just do it. Don't give up. Be consistent. Campaign the hell out of whatever you're doing. People, if you're not talking about it, nobody knows about it. And most of all, just be you. Be you. People are going to want to support you, not your makeup, not your skincare. They're supporting you. I think that's my story. I mean, it's, just do it. You just have to do it.
Well, first of all, I want to just tell everybody, I remember sitting with Amber at lunch, and she's like, I don't know why, I'm just so scared. And I looked at her and I said, what do you have to lose? Like, your husband already doesn't have a job. You already don't have any money. Like, there is nothing to lose by doing your best. And she's never looked back, and I've been so proud of her. And now she's got her own following of people. Her makeup is banging every time. People love watching Amber do her makeup, but that wouldn't have happened had she not had the courage to just go live. And another thing that's really important about her story that I want you guys to remember, save to memory, she was 75% to elite status, and missed it. You and your character is not defined by your wins. It's by how well you can take a loss and by how fast you jump back up. I guarantee you, if she hadn't gotten into her head when she lost, I guarantee you she could have rallied. I've seen other people do it where they went and they just tried again the very next month. But because the loss hit her so hard in her heart, and I know I was there with her, I was there the whole time. Because it hurt so hard, it took her 2 or 3 months to get back to a place where she was ready to go, and I'm proud of her for that. But remember, it's not about your successes. It's about how quickly you can get back up after you take a loss. Like she said, she could have been black status if she hadn't have let all these other things, all of the stuff that was going on in her head get in the way, which goes back to what I was talking about at the very beginning. This business is not about skill. It's about mastering the shit that goes on in between your two ears. And until you can become a master of that, you're not going to succeed at anything. You're going to keep buying into the old story. And Amber is a beautiful reflection of what can happen when you start breaking down those barriers and start rewriting the narrative of your life and who you can be. And like, she hit green status last month. She got a $700 freaking bonus on. She made so much money last month, it's sick. She probably paid more than enough. You don't have to tell us how much you made. You probably made more than enough to pay your mortgage, more than enough to pay all of your utilities and your car payment last month. And how good did that feel after knowing that your husband was laid off and that this was your like thing? How good did that moment feel after taking the loss? Would you say it was worth it to go through everything that you went through?
Absolutely.
So the loss fucking sucked. Sorry for my language. The line's starting to kick in. The loss fucking sucked, but it was worth it to get back up, dust yourself off, and fight another day.
And if you guys can, please go to convention. I mean, if there's going to be a convention this year, we don't know. But I will say, after not hitting green, and then, you know, we went to convention, and it just kind of just lit everything back up. So go to convention if you can go. It will change everything for you and your business.
Convention is huge, and if you guys are interested in going to convention, you need to let me know right away, because I only have 8 early bird tickets left. I bought 50 in advance, believing in this team, and I've sold 42 of them to you guys at $199 a piece. They are $329 currently on the Younique website. So I have 8 left. So if you're thinking about it, it might be worth it to just go ahead and scoop the ticket and figure out how to get, well, first of all, plane tickets right now are stupid. It's super cheap right now because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus. And they have not announced that they're canceling it. And the reason why, I think, is because Denver has been open for several weeks now. In Maryland, we're just now starting to reopen. I don't know where you guys live, but in Maryland, we're just starting to reopen. And I know other states are slower to open, like New York and stuff like that. They're behind the curve even more than that. But Denver's been open for a while. And the Republican convention is in August, and Donald Trump has said, again, not politics based, I'm just telling you what he said, that if they can't have the full-blown, fully attended conventions, Republican conventions that they're used to, then he's going to move it from South Carolina to a state that will accommodate. So if the president is advocating for a huge gathering, a convention, I feel like the states will align, especially with the tourism industry and the conventions and all of the other stuff that goes into it. I think that we might still have a chance at having it. And you guys need to, follow your own gut instinct on whether I'm going. And I'm going to be excited to squish every single one of you that's going to be there. So if they're having it, I'm going. I already bought my flight. You need to be there too. It is the infusion into your business that you need. You're going to learn so much. But even more than what you're going to learn, you're going to connect so much to all of these ladies in a way that you've never had. Like, it's a sorority, it's a love fest, it's like so much freaking fun. I cannot wait, especially after being quarantined for these last couple months. I cannot wait to squish all of you and then wash my hands immediately after. Because hashtag coronavirus. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Amber or for me before we get off of here? She's amazing, a powerhouse. If you're not following her, you should. She does amazing looks. Her makeup techniques are money. And she sells a lot too. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Well, if you do have questions, you know where to find me on Facebook, in Messenger. Let's take one quick second to cheer on Miss April, who is 75% to green right now, and she still has 3 whole days. So that's plenty of time, and I've seen magic happen in the last 3 days of the month, and I believe in April and her amazing butterfly team. And honestly, after what Amber just said, whether you make it or not, babe, you are doing big things, and I'm proud of you. So let's send up some well wishes to April and her team as they make the final push this month. And I will see you guys next week in June.